Trust Me, I'm Lying by Ryan Holiday, Confessions of a Media Manipulator. I thought I was on top of my media game and I was able to separate the wheat from the chaff, so to speak, when it came to the news. But oh boy, was I wrong. Hi and welcome to the Book Lab. I'm Björn and this is the place where we bring you the best book recommendations when it comes to philosophy, psychology, human nature and human potential. And today we're talking about Trust Me, I'm Lying by Ryan Holiday. I knew the situation with the news was bad. I even quit following the news a couple of years ago because I thought it misrepresented reality more than it represented it, and also for my own well-being. But Ryan Holiday's confessions from his years of working as a media manipulator paints an even darker picture than I could have ever imagined. And in today's review, I'm gonna talk about some highlights and notes that I took from this book and hopefully inspire you to pick this one up. The main theme of this book is the way the internet is structured, with blogs and news all relying on traffic and ad revenue. The click economy, so to speak, has some pretty severe consequences for what type of content is created. In a very noisy world where you need to stand out, people turn to sensationalism, outrage, anything to get the clicks and the traffic that the site needs to generate revenue. Trading up the chain, or how to turn nothing into something. Send your stories to small, traffic-hungry blogs with non-existent editorial standards and have them publish them, and then let the story be picked up by slightly bigger blogs, and then slightly bigger blogs until your story is national news. The constraints of blogging creates artificial content, shamings, planted stories, sensational speculations, etc., which are then made real and have real impact on real world events. Quote, "The world is boring, but the news is exciting. It's a paradox of modern life." End quote. Top stories always polarize people, threaten people's belonging, belief or behavior, and you will have a hit story on your hands that spreads. A good example of how the economics of the web has made it impossible to portray a complex situations correct is that of Detroit. Photographs of abandoned buildings was shared like crazy, while photographs of the same building but with their despairing inhabitants present was deemed too sad to share by the media. In an economy where success is measured in the amount of clicks you get, simple narratives always trumps complex realities. Provoke a person enough to make them motivated to leave a comment. In the process of becoming illegible to leave a comment, a user might have to go through maybe 10 different pages, and those pages have ads, and that's a lot of ad revenue. Sensationalism and fear-mongering has always made me sad, but I think it's important for us to understand the constraints and the structures behind the click-based economy, because then it all makes sense. It's in the nature of the system. When I read this book, I couldn't put it down. I think it was both an exciting read, but most of all, it's quite frightening. Unfortunately, the second part, it's a two-part book. The second part feels more like a rant of sorts, but the first part is absolutely essential. If you decided to pick this book up and you liked it, then I have one more recommendation for you. But first, push the like button. It really helps me reach more people with great books. That would be awesome. And also subscribe if you haven't. I share a new video every Thursday. Book reviews, the best nonfiction books that I can get my hands on. So don't miss out on that. And the book that I want to recommend is So You've Been Publicly Shamed. It's not related to the topic in Trust Me, I'm Lying, but it has a similar theme. It talks about public shaming on the internet. There's been a renaissance of public shaming. This is a classic punishment from way back, right? And the idea is, and it's part of the cancel culture and all of that. And I think it's Jon Ronson who wrote this book. He done a great job to keep it light, because it's quite a terrible topic. It describes, he does interviews with people who had their lives ruined because of a mistake they've done on the internet. Maybe they posted a bad tweet and got a lot of hate. stuff like that. And I think it's a very interesting phenomena, and it's interesting when people, anonymous people on the internet, decide to be the judge of a stranger's future in some way. Anyway, enough of me. Thanks for tuning in, and until next week, Björn out.